Who should the Springboks pick versus England in their first game for the Nations Championship? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving my predicted 23 as well as the 23 I think Rassie might choose and who I think they should choose. I have to give some of my opinions here as well, but there's going to be probably a lot of people that disagree as well as a lot of people that agree. It was very difficult to make this team because I tried to pick the strongest players available, but then I realized to myself there's a lot of guys coming back from injury, a lot of guys I think might not play right now, a lot of guys that maybe played last week that they just want to stick with, even though there might be guys that have a better track record with the Springboks as well. Maybe that's a little hint as well, but there's a lot of different things that go into these selections, and it was really difficult to choose this team, and I feel like this is a very strong team I have selected here, and I think this will be close to the lineup, as close as I possibly can go, with a few minor tweaks maybe. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support, I really do. I'm going to be covering all the games for the Nations Championship, and every single week you will be getting predicted lineups like this. You will be getting match previews, team selection reactions, match reactions right after the game, directly after the game, come out about a half an hour after the games, and then also the day after the games there'll be player ratings as well. So if you do enjoy that content, please hit the subscribe button and stick around. It's going to be very fun. So let's get right into the team. I've selected my predicted lineup. It was, once again, I'm going to say it was very difficult because the team hasn't been playing for a while now. You're not too sure where the pecking order is. You're not even too sure how injured guys are behind the scenes. Me personally, when it comes to guys like Eben Etzebeth or guys like Kwagga Smith that still have to come back in the future, I'm not sure how long these timelines are. I'm not sure if Kobus Reinach is fully fit for this game next week. I'm not too sure. So I'm just going based on what I think is actually happening in the squad and what I think is going to happen based on the Barbarians week and based on all the other selections as well. So let's get right into it, starting with number one. Probably the easiest one to put down on this list. Number one, I've gone for Oxen Chair, a no-brainer to be there. Probably the best prop in the world. Actually, he is the best prop in the world. Probably closely followed by Thomas du Toit. But for me, Oxen Chair number one. Number two, Malcolm Marx. He's been playing in Japan. I think it will take him once again, just like last year, probably a few games to get up to speed with the intensity, with the kind of physicality. Not saying he's not physical enough. I think it will just take a few games for the guys from Japan to just get settled, especially the forward players that maybe haven't been playing in such a physical tournament like the URC, like the Premiership as well. So I think it will be Malcolm Marx at number two. And of course, number three, the stock standard, the Bath legend now coming back to the Sharks, Thomas du Toit. This guy's been setting the standard for props in World Rugby, at Club Rugby, and at International Rugby. I cannot wait for him to come back to the Sharks. And I mean, next year it's going to be Oxen Chair number one, Thomas du Toit number three, and potentially Sipasetum Nebelele, the under-20 captain, at number two. So that's going to be a really fun front row to watch. That's just the front row I've got there: Ox, Malcolm Marx, and Thomas du Toit. Let me know if you disagree or agree in the comments as well. Also, please don't be scared to comment your predicted lineups as well. Let's talk about it in the comments. I love all the comments, positive and negative. Obviously, the positive ones more, but let me know down below in the comments as well. Moving on to the locks, I've gone for Eben Etzebeth and Ruan Nortje. Now, this is honestly for me where it got really difficult. Ruan Nortje was always going to be number 5 in my opinion. He was always going to be the first choice, but I was thinking, Eben Etzebeth hasn't played much rugby. He didn't even play against the Barbarians last week. He's not really been in good form recently as well for the Springboks, but the one thing he does have is experience, and I think he knows that the coaches and all the coaches know they can trust him to go onto the field without that much game time and still put out a big performance. And I was thinking to myself, well, why don't they just put him on the bench? Why wouldn't they just start him on the bench? The Springboks work in a different way, where other teams, when a player comes back from injury, they put them on the bench and then bring them on. The Springboks like using the bench kind of like a get out of jail free card, like a safety net. If Eben Etzebeth does play and in the first 25-30 minutes he is struggling, he's not fit for it right now, he's really struggling with the intensity, with the physicality, he's just not at the form yet he needs to be, they can easily then bring a guy on who they know is ready to finish the game off from there. That's just the thought process I have about it. I think it will be Eben Etzebeth if he really is match fit, with Ruan Nortje, of course, who I think is the number one lock option for the Springboks right now. Now, looking at the loose forwards, 6, 7, and 8, I think it's going to be the same it's been for a while now. The same kind of guys that played against the Barbarians last week. Siya Kolisi at number 6 as captain, of course. Number 7, Pieter-Steph du Toit, the machine. Number 8, the battering ram, Jasper Wiese. What a forward pack we can actually choose. But the problem I have, the only weaknesses I'm seeing, most of these guys in this forward pack haven't played rugby for a while. First of all, Oxenchair has been the one guy playing rugby for a while. Malcolm Marx has been playing in Japan, so that's fine. Thomas Tutoy has been brilliant for Bath. Eben Etzebeth hasn't played in a while. He's really not been battle tested at all. Ruan Nortje has been playing. Sia Khaleesi's been on and off with how he's been playing for the Sharks. He did end the season off well. Pieter-Steph du Toit, his last time he played was December before last week. Jasper Wisse as well hasn't been playing that much, but still been playing in Japan. So there's two sides of the coin. These guys are either going to be really fresh and ready to go. The other side is they're going to be fresh and ready to go, but they're not going to be battle hardened, battle tested. So I think it's a good thing that we are playing England, and I think we just need to play our full strength team like this, because it doesn't help you try to pick guys that you think maybe are battle tested right now. We just have to pick the strongest 8 guys we have right now that can deliver a result for us, because it's going to be a very tough game against England. So for me, number 1, Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, number 2, Thomas du Toit, number 3, Eben Etzebeth, number 4, if he is available, number 5, Ruan Nortje, number 6, Sia Khaleesi, number 7, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and number 8, Jasper Wisse. Not a bad forward pack at all. Actually, a really good forward pack there. Now, moving on to the back line, number 9 and number 10. I've gone for Grant Williams at number 9. And number 10, I've gone for Manie Libbok. Now, a lot of people won't agree with this. A lot of people in my comments over the last few months seem to dislike Manie Libbok. They don't like him at all. They think he's the worst player. Manie Libbok right now is by far the Springboks' best number 10 option. By far. Handré Pollard in the URC. I just have to say it. I was trying to defend him. He was horrible. He was horrible in his last 2 games. Nothing worked out for him. And yes, it's his fault, but also there was a lot of things that happened there. He had an off day in the semi-final, and in the final, nobody could get anything going. So for me, on form right now, based on how they played last year as well, Grant Williams and Manie Libbok were a combination last year. It was always Kobus Reinach and Sasha starting, and Manie Libbok and Grant Williams coming off the bench together as a combination. The second New Zealand game, where we absolutely thumped New Zealand, the things really started getting going once Grant Williams and Manie Libbok were on the field together. Against France at the end of the year, Grant Williams and Manie Libbok came on together and caused havoc. Against Ireland as well, the same thing. So for me, those two are building a really good combination. And I think with these kind of teams, with international rugby, you have to play the combinations that do know each other, the combinations that are comfortable around each other. So for me, Grant Williams number 9, Manie Libbok number 10. And to be honest, I'm not sure Kobus Reinach is going to be ready for this game. And even if he was ready, I'm not sure I would play him. When it comes to a scrum off player, to a scrum off position, I just think you have to play a guy that's maybe trained a bit more, played a bit more, that has that kind of 3 matches of experience more than you right now. I think you just have to choose those guys, especially for this opening England game, where things aren't going to be perfect for the Springboks. You'd rather have a 9 and 10 that know how to play together for that opening game, rather than kind of not having cohesion and having it be all over the show, because those guys don't know how to play together. So that's just for me. I think Grant Williams number 9, Manie Libbok number 10. But moving on to the centres, this is where it gets interesting. I was thinking of putting Damien de Allende right in at number 12, and I still am thinking about it in my head. It really still is coming to my head. I really am thinking about it. But I've gone with Andre Esterhuizen at number 12 and Jesse Kriel at number 13 only for this game. I agree, Andre Esterhuizen is going to be the hybrid player for the Springboks this year, 100%. I think he can still be that hybrid player in this game, but from the starting lineup. He is an 80-minute player. He was awesome against the Barbarians. He's been awesome the entire year. I think the 3 most informed players from all these guys throughout the whole year has been Thomas du Toit, Andre Esterhuizen, and Embrose Papede has been the other informed player for South Africa. So you got to play those guys. And I think right now you have to play Andre Esterhuizen at 12 for this game, only for this game. I think in the next game you probably will move to the bench as a hybrid, but just for this game, those guys played last week and they did quite well together. And of course, Jesse Kriel, we know what we expect from Jesse Kriel, an experienced campaigner. He knows what he's doing. He's good on both sides of the ball. He's done some very, very special things for the Springboks before. So for me, Andre Esterhuizen 12 for this game, on form, on merit. He currently is the informed 12, and Jesse Kriel at number 13. Because remember, England have played together a lot more recently than the Springboks. Yes, the Springboks played last week against the Barbarians, but England got a run out as an XV team as well. And the last time they played, they almost beat France in an absolute spectacle in Paris as well. So we just have to be careful with that. You can't make too many safe selections. You just have to make those selections based on form as well. Which is why when it comes to the wings, number 11 and number 14, I've gone for Edward van der Merwe at number 11 and Cheslin Colby at number 14. I personally do believe Kurtley Arendse is probably our best wing any given day of the week. But the way Edward van der Merwe played last week, after that game he had last week, I'm putting him right back in the team. He deserves to be in the team with the performance he put in. Every single time this guy plays for the Springboks, he's awesome. Even last year when the Wallabies beat Springboks at Ellis Park, Edward van der Merwe was the one guy that stood out. His debut for the Springboks, he was awesome. Every single time Edward van der Merwe puts on the Springbok jersey, he plays some phenomenal rugby. And I do think right now, Kurtley Arendse, with the form that they're both in, will have to outplay Edward van der Merwe. That's just what I'm seeing right there. On form right now, Edward van der Merwe gets the 11 jersey, and just maybe it was a bit unlucky that Kurtley Arendse played in the final for the URC, because maybe if he played against the Barbarians, he'd be the one starting here. So I do think it will be just for this week as well. Trust me, after this game, before the Scotland game, I think there's going to be quite a few changes, quite a few little changes as well here and there. But for this week, Edward van der Merwe and Cheslin Kolbe at number 14, because of course Cheslin Kolbe can kick for the Poles, and we saw that 9 from 11 conversions against the Barbarians. He had a bit of a shaky performance outside of the kicking, but I think it's going to come. When it comes to Cheslin Kolbe, when it comes to Malcolm Marx, those guys really get heated up with a few more games under their belt. You'll always see them now by the greatest rivalry tour. All these guys will be at their best, ready to go, which is kind of the goal for this year, to win that greatest rivalry tour and to try get 4 wins from 4 against the All Blacks for the first time ever. So that's just what they're going to try to do. So I think right now the backline will be Grant Williams, Manie Libbok, Edward van der Merwe, Andre Esterhuizen at 12, Jesse Kriel at 13, Cheslin Kolbe at number 14, and at number 15, Damian Willemse. The same thing with Manie Libbok as well. They didn't play him last week because they wanted to rest him. Same with Damian Willemse, because they wanted to make sure there was no other injuries so that those guys can come in and play. Damian Willemse also had a bit of an emotional, kind of really tough game, tough time in the semi-final against Leinster. I think it was good for him to get a rest. I think he also was kind of healing a bit of a little niggle, so for him to be back to 100% I think is the most important thing. And I think that also adds to another combination, the 10-15 combination, one of the most underrated combinations in rugby. We saw it with the Bulls throughout the year, Pollard and Willie LaRue, but before for the Stormers and before for the Springboks, it's been Manie Libbok at 10 with Damian Willemse at 15. Willemse can come in as a first receiver and really play that playmaking role as well. So I'm seeing the same type of thing here. I'm seeing that those guys are going to be together as a combination, the same way Grant Williams and Manie Libbok is a combination as well. And that's even another thing. Andre Esterhuizen and Manie Libbok, I don't actually know if a lot of people have realized this. Every single time Manie Libbok and Andre Esterhuizen have played against the All Blacks for the Springboks, it's been our 2 biggest victories against the All Blacks ever. So Andre Esterhuizen always plays well with Manie Libbok inside of him, and Manie Libbok always plays well with Andre Esterhuizen outside of him. So that's just something I've seen. That's another reason for the selection. But don't worry, I have not forgotten about Damien de Allende, because he is one of our most important players as well, and I think he might just start against Scotland the next week. But these could be wrong as well. You never know. This is my predicted lineup. So also please let me know your predicted starting lineups as well. But now we're going to move on to the bench. This is where it got tricky, because number 16 you can go for Marco van Staden, Johan Grobbelaar, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, but I've gone for Johan Grobbelaar at number 16. I think he's had a good year for the Bulls. He cemented himself as the number 2 option. I saw something which almost changed my mind, which said Rassie really wants these utility forwards, which is why I thought maybe a Jan-Hendrik Wessels might come in or a Marco van Staden might come in, because they play that role for the Bulls, and it does make sense that we do want more utility forwards as well that can play all around the park, all around all these different positions. I mean, Marco van Staden can play number 2, number 6 and number 8 as well, so that could be a reason why Marco van Staden might be the option there. But for me, it's going to be Johan Grobbelaar for this one. Just get secured, get kind of set with our positions. That guy is a very good player. He had a phenomenal year for the Bulls, and I think he's the right guy to start this game from the bench. And of course, number 17 and number 18, I've gone for 2 Stormers players. Number 17, I've gone for Ntotoku Mchunu, and number 18, I've gone for Wilco Louw. The number 17 position was weird, because it was either Gerard Steenkamp or Ntotoku Mchunu, but from what I've seen from Ntotoku Mchunu, I think they will take a gamble on him. I don't even think it's a gamble. He's been awesome throughout the entire year, and I think on form, you have to play a guy like him. He's explosive, he's athletic, he's good with ball in hand, he's very good at scrum time as well. And I think him and Wilco Louw on either sides of the scrum, coming on with the Johan Grobbelaar, is going to be absolutely awesome for the Springboks team. Now, if they really do want to pick up the pace in the second half, I can see why they might bring a Marco van Staden on, or even a Jan-Hendrik Wessels with a skill set that will make sense for me. but I think just for this game it will be Johan Grobler at 16, and Tutokum Shunu based on form at number 17, and of course Volkulo, the big bulldozer, at number 18. But moving on to number 19, I've gone for Franco Morstedt. Now this is a bit of a weird one, because I was thinking of a lot of options that there would have been. There would have been a lot of different options you can play in that backup lock jersey, but once again, I think being a utility player or a utility forward really does matter to Rassie Erasmus and the Springbok coaching staff. I really do believe that if you are a utility player, you have a better chance of being selected than a guy that is probably a specialist at this point, except for like a 9 or number 10. But just that being said, I really do believe that Franco Morstedt will be in the number 19 or the number 20 jersey. He covers lock, he covers loose forward. He's a really important player in that engine room for the Springboks, and I think he's going to have a big role to play this year. Of course, there is still Louis Diache. I'm not too sure on his fitness right now. I'm not too sure how much rugby he's played as well. And there's other guys as well, like a Ben Jason Dixon and all those guys as well, Ruben van Heerden. But I just think Franco Morstedt will be the guy because he is a utility. Now it's time for number 20 and number 21. This is where it gets very different. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, why did they call up Riley Norton? Of course they called him up because he's going to play. So number 20, I've gone for Riley Norton for that exact same reason. He was awesome against the Barbarians. He was absolutely awesome. He played almost the entire game. I think he did play the whole game. He is an 80-minute player. He is a leader as well. But the one thing as well, he is a utility forward. He can play lock. He can play loose forward. And I think the way he plays really suits the Springbok style. Now, I don't think these guys are going to come off the bench like a Adrich Snyman and really get the ball flowing and keep the ball going quick. I think we have guys that can do that. Other guys as well, like a Mchunu, like another guy I'm going to say that's coming on after these guys, and other guys that are starting as well that can keep the ball alive later in the game. I think this kind of bench we have coming for this game is going to be a proper bomb squad of dominate them at scrum time, send it to the corner, try and maul them over, or dominate at scrum time, get the penalty, go for poles. I think that's how this first game is going to be. I know we probably are going to try attack the ball from everywhere, but I just think based on the forwards we have right now, we have the ability to dominate any forward pack in the world. So for me, Franco Morstedt in the number 19 jersey, Riley Norton in the number 20 jersey, and I'm going with a 6-2 split because at number 21, I'm going for Cameron Hanekom. Now, Cameron Hanekom is going to be the quagga for the Springboks this year. He's going to be that guy that comes on, he packs a punch. He's really athletic. He's really versatile. You can probably pop him in the wing if there is a lot of injuries in the game, but he can give that. He can play 6, number 7, or number 8. He's really athletic. He's really quick. He's really explosive. And I was thinking it was really, for me, it was between Evan Roos, Paul de Villiers, and Cameron Hanekom. But I think Evan Roos is a very good ball carrier. Paul de Villiers is a very good fetcher, but Cameron Hanekom is both of those things in one. He does all of that very well. He's a jack of all trades, and I think he will be on the bench for the Springboks this week. I just don't see a world where he's not. He's one of the best players right now. He's one of the informed players, and it's been a while. Everybody's been talking about Cameron Hanekom getting consistent game time. He had some unfortunate injuries, but I think right now it's time for him to shine. So my bench forward back, Johan Grobler and Tutokum Mchunu based on form. Volkulo, he's been there, he's done that. He's a dominant player. Franco Morstedt for experience and versatility. Riley Norton for versatility and to get him some game time. Number 21, Cameron Hanekom on form as well. So looking at the two other guys on the bench, the two guys in the back line, number 22, no, I have not gone for Kobus Reinach. I'm going for the inform Embros Papier. Now, a lot of people are saying, but you're contradicting yourself based on these combinations. You said that they should be able to play together. Embros Papier and Manie Lebok have played together for many years before, at the Bulls, at the Junior Springboks, many times before. When it comes to those sorts of combinations, especially if they've played together for many games before, that combination comes back to them naturally. Of course, I think Kobus Reinach has a good combination with Manie Lebok as well. But that being said, Embros Papier has been the informed player right now, and I think he can be a secret weapon for the Springboks this year. At some point, we have to start looking at these guys that are informed and say, look, you are currently the best player, you have to play. Like Edwin van der Merwe scored a hat-trick against the Barbarians. He was awesome. Currently, he is probably the best number 11. He has to play. Andre Esterhuizen probably is the best number 12 right now. He has to play. But I will go on to that regarding Andre Esterhuizen and Damon de Allende right after this, because my number 23 for this week, only for this week, is Damien de Allende. He didn't play against the Barbarians for a reason. I think they wanted to see what Andre Esterhuizen can do with Jesse Kriel. Andre Esterhuizen as well has been the informed 12 right now. I think it either will be a 6-2 or a 7-1 split for that Scotland game the following week, because it just depends if they're going to play Andre Esterhuizen as a loose forward or are they going to play him as a centre. So anything they do, I think that's going to be what they do the following week. You're probably asking why won't they be doing that this week? I just think based on form, based on game time, trying to get the results against England, who those guys are battle tested. Most of those guys just played in the Prem final as well. Most of the Springbok guys have had a break. A lot of guys have been back from injury. I think if we can play as many in-form guys as possible right now, it will bring up the other guys around us as well. I mean, you don't need really to make an excuse for a Malcolm Marx or a Pieter-Steph du Toit, but it's not going to be easy for them to come into this game and dominate the way they did at the end of the season last year. That's just how I see it. It's going to take a few games, so if you can play guys like a Grant Williams, a Manu Lebok who's on form, a Edwin van der Merwe, a Cheslin Colby, a Andre Esterhuizen, a Ruan Nortje as well, a Oxenche, Thomas du Toit, play those guys around them, it really will make a big impact. So that is my 23 that I have predicted. Please let me know down below in the comments if you agree, if you disagree with my reasonings. Let me know down below. Give me your 23s as well. Don't just disagree and say you hate it. If you disagree, please let me know why. Let me know which things you would have done differently. Of course, this is just an opinion at the end of the day. I want as many positive comments and as positive interactions as possible. But thank you so much for watching. I'll go through the team one more time. This is my predicted lineup, and the lineup I think the Springboks should pick against England. Oxenche number 1, Malcolm Marx number 2, Thomas du Toit number 3, Eben Etzebeth number 4, Ruan Nortje number 5, Siya Kolisi number 6, Pieter-Steph du Toit number 7, Jasper Wiese number 8, Grant Williams number 9, Manu Lebok number 10, Edwin van der Merwe number 11, 12 and 13, Andre Esterhuizen and Jesse Creel, number 14, Cheslin Colby, at fullback, Damian Willemse, number 16, Johan Grobelaar, number 17, number 18, Untertokum Junior and Volkulo, number 19, as a hybrid, Franco Mostert, 20, Riley Norton, 21, Cameron Hanekom, he can do all those things, a jack of all trades like Kwagga Smith, 22, Ambrose Papier because he's the informed player right now, number 23, Damian De Allende because he's such an important player. If you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.